Unless
no say one.
Unless
Edian and Kodai be I return them to what the crime say. Bafo. Ne born in say.
Tama senia wo fe ka no.
And ade ni we ni this way committee dey ni appeal dey ni o dey mo mfa nche me need technical knowledge to me kan mra me ntiase but lawyer for na betiase but basic English language na ye call JHS na ade esu an dey in fact
unfortunately no this kind committee report no media wa but how they appeal right in front of you
media wa ha
time ya say omuko review na ye be sign at dismiss anya sa ka
how na ko review
the affected parties
no maka so mbeko review
no say me caveat me do to me statement say can you can advise them say they should go for review because me so me of course me and family home to but me cry so me dey ketwa na maka no dey it gets me angry as well. Tama, part of the report,
yes,
committee they say omo no kra na adwuma na omaye no omo anhwe say obi ko twa bet na obi an ko twa bet nye no kra no adwuma mo ye ye onye bet mo adwuma no mo ye ye
there be say bet ndi ni omo fa bet no mo nya baby we book tunum to me issue your report don't issue match fixing
yes and say the match no whether it was played in a competitive manner or not
match fixing
yes Tama then you would drop back Richmond Lamptey the one then say enya betina and Richmond Lamptey no dey na we dey hanging no because Richmond Lamptey asem na okan ni nyina na allege so omo so okan ni nyina no it was about bet no
there one ka bet answer
no I'm kasa allege so omo so okan no
ka bet answer anka bet
the one say we make a reference to
lawyer binye and lawyer for on boy pa or say if they consider each appeal on case-by-case basis, I don't see how Lamptey's case should not succeed. There was simply no nexus between him and the offense.
No
nexus. N-E-X-U-S. N-U-X-U-S. No afan in terms. Now, smartphone. And then we say
N-U.
N-E-X-U-S. X as in X.
U-X. Okay, Nexus. Okay.
May I sure say a bear link, Bibisa. Yes, it has no connection.
Connection, okay.
No nexus between them and offense. Yes. Because in fact, they charged him with offense A and found him liable for offense B. They now can. Offense A, no necessarily. Only said to say the incomo bay. And was me do bebusa am say
bet
umpanyin for na catch them say munim say match near 5-1. No see there be no. Offense B de ni amwa. E ka say ohun say
obi ka say
what number be agu paper so dia ma obi so ngo twama no. So offense A and offense B.
And yet the same. He must be guilty of both and now one of them.
I'm just another player. So, or say I want to impress on Anaya to let or say to solicit for funds from benevolent individuals and then move to CAS for appeal. Okay. Source of that human being, the identity of that human being will not be disclosed, at least for now. Right, but for any line inquiry, Ashanti Gold Football Club. Omokobo Division 2.
Tama.
Besin there and Crawford say Ashanti Gold can be connected. Me so me who Ashanti Gold. Almost on Nexus.
The nexus of Ashanti Gold.
See their nexus.
Is that another word do? Tama. Anglo Gold Ashanti are running away from the media.
What's it there?
Anglo Gold Ashanti.
What am I there?
They are running away from the media.
Asenze.
And I'm paying some job for home.
Na me anze ntwe for me nto maziba.
Eh na sam ke sesi bitch say about ye metie mo numasam.
I was say
bitch ke sesi about time yenta Anglo Gold Ashanti for no come nya dan.
I was ntwe for. Ye drum mere bia. I was who said the corporate institutions omo ye adwuma. That is where we are. We have to understand. Yes, I be try kwan de bia na e mpaboa ho. Trabo ho ye.
Tama jaisa. Tama pato jaisa.
Asem sia. Omo follow through. Juma mpanyimfo. Omo wia. Then they issue a statement. A represent club. Obi ani wo ho a wo akwanya. Sa appeal e ba no pay. No pay and my chain run adwia.
Mimi jana radio.
Nti chesa anadwo obi anya adwuma anopa na unya wo de no anadwo nkwa anopa na obeka kwa anadwo na unya menye so na obebi abekwa akoka nti basa na adwuma mpanyimfo
o da sama ha de yom ka wo de so obi enu sa anopa na de be cham lo
exam say ba anopa ya wo say wo de o ba anadwo na mde mi mu ba bi anadwo 12 no a unya no bekwa akoka no eti no anopa ni nyina e ka bi ti so okọ Anglo Gold for ho a wo mo ne o mo mpanyimfo kasa. Then they will issue a statement. That's if they want to do it. In Tinsencho for no more bomb so many no. Monsanko be munya bi.
Tama. First one buy no. They were mute about it, including among focus share almost say monka be binche. Man carry you.
That's also a strategy.
And the way but when no there I definite.
That's also a strategy.
Why a definite by this time no you issue a statement to call for come and say mo beti enka and so muin gudin. No, they cannot do that to the people of Obuasi. And a dance man, they can't do that. Anglo Gold Ashanti cannot do that. And they must act and act fast and sign a BBSC. Tama, Anglo Gold Ashanti cannot do that to the people of Adanse. Because when no, I almost so share corporate responsibility now. Or my religion or push go so number contact chabet. To want to be yes, as someone acting immediately. As I for now, dance man sorry. As I dance man sorry because bleaching now bono. When no, I said they almost so charge a draw, send a windy and that's what we are dance man so didn't it. So be no what dance man didn't it. Because as I say no, I some to say
where we are because I keep to hoy na fe.
That was what now me sorry sinyam de go as when you be kan ne.
Isaac.
Rojo.
Yeah, nkwai.
Yeah. You dey kakre bi nya ko ba no nya mo tra kan you know. Appeal ni ye pa na nyamaro ni e ba na ye but I appeal ruling no answer one of your questions and they are now ubusa about the 20-man league and all those things no.
The last paragraph.
Yes, I'm say tizo marry and marry.
Yeah.
Mo bianye from they should be beneficiary.
But that does not last in their purview. Committee no, it doesn't last in their purview to bring that. I mean to me no money bring that. Such statement from here no. E form man obey. Ejuma dey come on e form obey. What the executive committee or congress does. The committee ejuma mo juma no.
Tobuasi. When a judge gives a ruling. Eya na ruling ni nsunsan so doso. Into kwa animu. So jai no blank o jai to o say ya. Kedin sempi na beba. Okay, where he ask go the film enti dia. So judge be o ma ruling be o the soso. Say ask go there do o mo call division 2 no. It has no consequence on who is relegated or not. So it lies in their purview. So what kind of for ruling that? Also what this source also what this source say. And Katina Katim's Roma call relegation no be start at church or kata. Say because of this ruling we are not relegated. And it is within them their power to state say sad decision here their bay. And why are relegated within so if the GFA wants you, there is a GFA's arrangement to bring you. But who need to me say obekwa akokasi you okase na draft money ade kike bi okai. That's why they added it.
I said statement
relegation no
omo dey maso FNI kon
relegation a we mu kro no wa as go na you worry but so why we that's a GFA for na be so bad ya GFA being benevolent.
Yes
Woman hu mobo and on my arrangement or say we are also not expressing any views on what the GFA should do in respect of the number of teams that should participate. What's that kind? Okay, in the Premier League because of some of the sanctions imposed, but we wish to state expressly that it does not in any way ensure to the benefit of any club relegated from the Premier League. But the kind say GFA so me be on met me but it's not within your right.
Yes.
To say that the essence of this comment.
The essence is that somebody will go to court.
How many teams that play in the Premier League anya wo committee no
kan teams about Premier League kan ye
no you see
one state teams the Premier League or say
Saru or see we are not expressing any view on what the GFA should do.
Waka teams about Premier League
me patch say me about the team in the numbers how many teams
so say
numbers
that,
means how many the number
he's saying that we are not
talking about numbers. The FA can decide to play 18 club league, 20 club league, 14 club league.
Well, please, let's read it well.
Tama.
Was he an expressive view beyond what the GFA will do with the numbers? So GFA was about 32,
yes.
about 42. Yes. We don't have any views.
Of course.
So why?
It's necessary because the number of clubs that plays the league.
The comment they made ahead of a main comment. Name mum. Worry.
And I'm just saying, every anno they say it here. We bet it's no. On what back baby?
Do have fun in Crawford bar say. Size gold cordia. There's a league in a boy and the relegate here already.
Yeah.
Well, not here. And they are saying that this relegate, this has gone a don't could be. It has got nothing to do with whoever was relegated.
Yeah.
But whatever the GFA wants to do, they can go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Also, when you're next, this is the best comment. And this is the best comment.
That comment came because of Sunday weekend.
Yes.
To us.
Other teams, you see,
and this is in teams of
this is a legal document.
Yes.
Ye has gold film.
Yeah.
Me so say ya na me so ye me film. And has gold accord. Want to draft for.
Yeah.
But the verdict says that this has got nothing to do with your relegation. And to court, the judge will just pick this one and says that the ruling was definite on it.
Now on the numbers again. They are even saying that so if any part they can play
17 team league.
Oh, power say young for me count 17 clubs now. I can go and play your league. You understand? It tell me to say ba na you be able to tell you show me na.
The master me on my punish on my state bonny on my.
Yeah. This morning
that's not worry.
Me say I'm matching me. I'm take kind rule me pa. Then my interest is on the players no. In any na because you see. Some
players don't fix games.
No, that is one.
No player can fix a game.
One, that is one. Two, and then wow, Uber football team, you understand? You know this thing. Say now, what they do is that those in your mana, they don't tell all the players who, or more, they are trusted. Go for more in the team. And the abros one, on the new side of the three.
Exactly. Saying. Correct.
Oh, why not? We are quite an idea now.
Players not as good. May promo charging.
When it comes to the legal institutions within the FA, nothing will change based on the ruling now. The disciplinary committee in the Dubai. Nti menu no ebetimi ahye views ebetimi akirekire ya adwene but enye adwuma
but says is so
nti the best thing for us good and no more me involved no is to use the law courts at this stage so what the mention say and that is the best way and no be kire say asem na the disciplinary committee really as good ne other parties involved or the court approves committee no omo nsem no mo kan ye no kura na asenye no kure say me from the one me no nyina ya take here you are say based on the ruling nearby no so far even the players am to munya banna it's not even have to have good players or register for that season and those players are no munye involved no what is their crime and the year catch them so mun join as good to play in the division 2 so what the mention say it's a whole lot of a year me feel say maybe closer to us go CCA and any person involved. What I would say is say the law court it should be their next step. Not even CAS. They should be ready to face the sanctions of the FA. So muji to me say and no man which you believe say part of the ruling no anko you know. So omu nko na ai omu ko henyo ma wo say the be bibia ebetimi akoyi. Ye be fie biema Asante Kotoko end of season board meeting comes off tomorrow. Nyame yad mochina and board meeting beba so. Any other development ekoso nyina no. Eba yebedi hu nkomo na ye dia tudwa. What is say susu coaches to changes ba wedding komo Samatex there wedding komo Samatex ai wedding komo Samatex
Debbie
na oti ano work so nka ache
ano ka so we o Galaxy
aba what is the contract
oni aka ne wo
what is the contract with Olympics aba na wie
oni aka ne wo oni aka ne wo
local blasters and Central Fukubusa
ana aka wo Samatex
okay omukubusa ano work say na next yam fan say Olympics for and renew the contract of it also ndo to wa baby ano ready so no be adwuma
and contract
Olympics nti ano work so to Samatex again momentum papa
possible
anya asem ketwa and has of folk technical team no so no matese when it comes to the assistant coach role e be change for next season
Hamza there no
e be change for next season because matese Hamza any opportunity to move to a Division 1 club
as head coach
but once Hamza so go license bio
but say Division 1 dey ultimate big
no kura bi nti coach Samuel Boadu eguso awodi nkomo apo bi oba assist no na wona na ye adwuma next season e wa Accra Azufo nti aside as good issue no there are other issues to yeba ebetimi aba beka ehun asem ha
Samatex for send a message
I'm say
I know what carry their coach is sorted
nti say edem
so ma wi dan deal
nti edem
na watro adibu ha that you say Henry Wellington will be the next coach as in
he will be the assistant.
Until next
he will be assistant.
Okay.
They have plans of more plans of getting a youth team.
Okay.
Into omunya youth team na
assistant. Okay.
Wellington be occupy those two. Obey the head coach.
Just for that's what. And this I like the teams. Omni edi juma no bom.
No, a lot of ayi koso.
Omni edi juma no bom.
Coaches changes bebre be koso. Bebre because this season.
Say they have go for boys in.
The obey has assistant in the crown or you are down for pa.
Oh fine.
Pa, wa down for.
The boys know where you moving. Boys, you ma
let's say with regards to e hono yaka individual na mention. Say fencing Hamza be move no yaka wa hada da
je ka no wo kane nti okay has assistant coach boys no say wan
there be omun kan di pakro ba omun kan say changes be ba
also I da so be you o madi ala be fi omo
mizoto na efi wo so e be din komo say da na me catch you say the imoro course debate no
yes
the nyoma be changes be be football nim
yeah
as me no ti he aye kasai Accra has a folk sporting club has started negotiation with an agency on be provide them equipment to get data of their players.
Okay.
To get data of their players. Nti eno so eba ye beka ho asem.
Okay.
There is a player on say so Cameroon names Ghana for ko hopa.
Yeah.
Ba wo ko brekum Chelsea a. Player bi bo Division 2 e wo bono half o ya Ivorian brekum Chelsea for afa no.
Okay.
Nti o de oba e be komo nti but the butcher of Amsterdam. The butcher of Amsterdam. See, was the son in your maba no.
Oh yeah.
Na I know when you must say.
Oh.
The butcher of Amsterdam. Oh say.
The player wanted to play fast. And we will follow with sauce maybe. But this is his coach. Initially no open Julian Timbers away. And a coach, former Manchester coach, go gas or qua or movie. You forfeit the national team. Then you turn to this one. So in 10 hacks now West no or prefer the Timber to this guy. You wanted to start.
Yeah.
Or prefer the Timber guy to this guy. The player wanted to bow coach here and Kodia on him so okay. 10 hack been in Yasem. He's my friend. Mamun go fasting beyond me turn in them. Since I say Liverpool 4. Okay, my medical video. But go quickly. One more doubts about party going to America. No, born again, mommy video. No, Mama me party. No, mo say ache no. When the Fabra see na party bag odim.
When the service next you no one power that
will come here. Ne bag dan kon ho a all fly Emirates. On the house you say Arsenal players ne go visit one no. Yes, she is believing. Yes, party na ekọ or kwa America party. Anti enwa. Somebody releasing there. The two near release you say kwa. I just ohun ni asem.
Now was the lawyer be send a message.
Aye.
Another person so so much interested in as good Interlice
case no
and the Ghana Football Association Edward Parkwesi from Pong.
Okay.
Nti ono so kan issue no ho. And I na no pay and or the some good men can say suggestions.
Abba
okay. We'll go into
that's
it.
Fine.
Using the corporate structures to analyze the issue. The reason why also full say as good as a football club. So mo baby. Na champion and then bar. So mo baby.
Exactly.
Nti Edu so from Tema.
He's a corporate person. So or corporate for
yes. Nti enano penny Edu na issue no nti or the nice submission there ba ya be hwani nya.
Mam ko London. Na men ko chia kwakutum coach kwaku oba friend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wonderful guy.
People performance.
Just say na me sana times 10.
Pick on.
So coach no.
Yeah, coach. Yeah.
Omo de ya na omo kwa adwuma nti enwe no be twi Facebook.
Yeah, no one be here replay.
Edi be ye nti kwaku oba na obehwa.
Yeah.
Me say we are heavy.
So also the workers will be a heavy. And normal coin to he being heavy no doors.
Was it please check.
Okay.
Me yeah check. Now me when I'm so me who also check your UK account.
Okay. I says UK account.
Oh, na some me arrested. Me arrested of you that check.
I send news scanner.
Debbie not my be na mistake be never no.
Debbie na kan.
You mistake what? UK account also.
Say check that's a pound the diagram. Kwaku we have what it. About go with mama no headline. Mo dem ka say as good ni case. Oni say ase.
Oh.
Na dey from.
Was a catcher say there were a lot of suggestions on board as good base and as my baby me can I was aware say na appeals committee for no so me ho ano mo twen
sorry and appeals committee they did o an ka bibia afro
yeah
o dey wem kan
o kan nyina wo no kan nyina
o jitum
since mo kan nyina no everything stands
it goes as good and they just brought a letter
yeah
o kan dey no
so ma
ayi for no Interlice for the investigative document.
No.
Everyone no say as good only brought.
Person counter claim no na e wo form. Nti na chese omutimi enhold.
My counter claim.
Yeah.
Interlice.
As good for no.
The one chese letter no the buy.
Senti who chese it doesn't hold. It's no man a woman no.
As good charge.
E so light.
Ati. You mean the court no. Ye do ko gina court. Ye bo kwadu. No you are no. Omo mo club no charge bia o say as good football club mo boni amaye nie enti mu yi anu sen ni nya e Kwaku Frimpong Emmanuel Frimpong Kwaku Frimpong they are not Ashanti Gold
say ho na ye so ye gina say we say asem we na ye ne we discussion na say omo fa Dr. Kwaku Frimpong the owner the president of the club no as a key figure within Ashanti Gold Football Club no without him. And also without the office he occupies and only opportunity to influence our games.
That is why they have punished him for unknown involvement. Now you cannot punish Ashanti Gold, especially when you have punished Dr. Kwaku Frimpong. What punished Emmanuel Frimpong? And almost 18 in our there were text messages not from Ashanti Gold but from Dr. Frimpong and then by Emmanuel Frimpong. Omone ni amwa we send ko na we are sending we ko omo ka say Dr. Kwaku Frimpong omfa SMS messages emra say there were 43 messages exchanged between them. They do not provide them. As good never sent a message. As good as an entity. There's no board resolution. There's nothing from the club.
Do can you know about the point na ye gina say omo who say e ba ya na ka cho say Dr. Kwaku Frimpong and Ashanti Gold no they are being captured in the light of inseparable entity. You enti e ho no makwa akopim masaba no and esem no mo kan nyina woni gina so you don't separate the president and the owner from the club.
So beton player you have to go to the board. And to say board be it is assumed say sana clubs it is assumed say sana clubs in United. Okay, so say Kotoko Nana Amponsa when it's engaged the papa and the bonia or no or you different from Asante Kotoko as an entity and to be Asante Kotoko charge so punish Asante Kotoko na Kotoko yina no say na everybody yina no ama Kotoko fine so the lawyer be na bebo. But in this case, as good, no more charge.
Say Nana Amponsa no man away, no. When it has a direct impact on the club. When it's now one brand I say and I call Pima Asabi. And one mujina.
That's what I'm saying.
And one mujina.
That's what I'm saying that they were not fair. Mekai said, I remember.
The fairness here.
Sama Radio Good boys in the case this year. Okay. The directors of a Radio Good they went there because Mimiti you was someone maka who sue or repair FM, you sue me and then or repair FM. Also repair FM being won't mean I said nam sabi na maka
therefore repair for you.
It's why you rate be there from quarters or repair from servo repair FM. And Sanya several individuals. I'm saying the ultimate fan say me master Mackenty once a Mackentino or a perfect also so
and somehow okay no. Yes, answer we are now near yes our discussion and see my opinion from the first day and and somehow Kenya from the day of my verdict in a buy no that was your stand and some the okay so but legend me say appeals committee for no position on verdict no the disciplinary committee for verdict no one case on one shadan kumu everything they said seems to have captured in almost normal no omu feel say it should hold enyina
I hope
almost some can because they believe that had it not been Ashanti Go Football Club
I think so
Mr. Kwaku Frimpong Dr. Kwaku Frimpong wouldn't have had that is the stance and no I want the Gina and what and Ashanti Good for no
discussions
football club Ashanti Good for no let them ebo Ashanti Good for no omo claims omo de koye in appeals no mbacho wanya bi
me say Ashanti Good for nam
as a club no mo fa
you see Ashanti Good for nam I want to believe some do omo ne say yam frɛ omo bo so me yasama no
isi yam frɛ omo so me yasama they've not been given a hearing
champion.
Also, they've not been given a hearing. They've not been given a hearing.
This is the appeal.
Because appeal no important.
This is the disciplinary committee. Me who be you say busa Ashanti Gold for say emamu ya no say. It is not in it.
It's not in this. And that's how we are so sure said they've not been given a hearing.
Oh, but chairman.
Oh, legend. No, yenya they be. Oh,
yes, class 1 knowledge of court. Then be a good court. Me say so for repair FM court. Me offer me wa. Asama me kan no repair FM dey nya pe wo. E wo say so me say ade om di bayi, omo verdict om di bayi. Omo state ba bia say e fra Ashanti Gold for na ebusa o masem say omo ya no say it is not in it. So what I say and when the verdict is given a BBSC o bia is in this. It's not in it. It is a few om so mako kan ba bi no man try and say we mu dia fine. But it is not here. It's not here. On say yes responsibility your friend you busa and say okay say as well what is say okay send Ashanti Gold for kan catch me what did they say
me mom I'm quite shocked mom because
you are shocked to say if I should give it to you say and if an Ashanti Gold busa o masem say
no legend see adena abano I say, oh, picture now who painted the man of furniture. Say, no, legend, picture now the man. It seems they've not been given a hearing or any opportunity to defend the case. Exactly. It seems,
and it is not in this document.
It seems they've not been given any opportunity to make. I wanna make sure, sir. Legend.
Me say,
yeah.
Say court judge de na iba. No ya bi tie o mwaye. Ye busa say ye frɛ Kofi Rikin ye busa and say o kan say. Ye frɛ Azakito ye busa and say o kan say. O kan krata we no mo nka de Ashanti Gold o busa o kan wom. It's not in it.
Well, so let's leave it for Ashanti Gold and the next step no.
It's not in it.
Let's inform. We said about from day one. Some of us were so calm near Shasimi, but beyond some of us, legend. Mr. Noab, but probably there me who say. It seems you are not ready to look at the other side. As a the other side is Ashanti Gold as a football club. And now Dr. Kwaku Frimpong, the owner, the president, or presiding over the club.
He's the president.
The president. Had it not been the club Ashanti Gold, Dr. Kwaku Frimpong will not have any opportunity to fix matches. So when matches are being faced, they are being faced in the interest of Ashanti Gold as a football club. And the committee in how they should separate Dr. Kwaku Frimpong from Ashanti Gold now. The actions of Dr. Kwaku Frimpong any direct impact on the club. But there's something in there, no. That is the other side now. If free say I didn't buy, verdict didn't buy. Oh, share what that? You always say, oh, Kwaku Frimpong is one individual. So we should discuss Kwaku Frimpong as an individual and discuss Ashanti Gold as another individual. But the opinion of the committee from this committee, ABC Appeals Committee, verdict Yamudabe, second ruling, actually will say they are not ready to separate the two entities. Dr. Kwaku Frimpong and Ebano or more actions any direct impact on the club Ashanti Gold. And let's not forget, or more actions, it also goes a long way to undermine the kind of competitive games that you bought in Ghana Premier League and it has set the reputation of the league because of Dr. Kwaku Frimpong and action and Ashanti Gold action. It set the reputation of the league. And to remember Kwaku Frimpong no matter how it benefits Ashanti Gold. Omuria no match the damage it causes to Ghana football. One man can in album. And if it's a bad day one, you have been at this position. It is fine. Legend some now can enter some power. But then we can start on the other side. The crack.
Any other side.
Oh, the other side. And then one American. Other side, the American. So legend. I mean that
I've been to court.
That is it.
As a company, Ash Gold is not for Kwaku Frimpong.
Yes.
Ash Gold is not for Dr. Kwaku.
Surprisingly, people are refusing to accept that.
To make me point, they say Ashanti Gold Football Club, I want the directors. Entino, Asemsi Seya, Ubon charge. And yes, sir, baby, a GFA con. They are setting a very bad precedent. Send day, Omo catch say yemfa no to gba afedempo ana yemfa na na amponso na CEO of the club se na na amponsa ye bibia enam sa ade no na okoye kotoko si onti no ye no kotoko should suffer. And I saying that kakra kete class 1 making ka famra ho no se wo punish obi a obo no charge na aduya kronum panyimfo because you first need to establish say empanyimfo na catch so onkoye say empanyimfo na catch no bi see me musa question say obi odo car e ma taxi driver na say odo kobo krono a na say chinwa
na was we akujelo
what say now to me go prove say car nyane dia whether the car should still be even when you have been caught and then sentenced car no so and suffer and now owner no so own suffer in any way me feel say a B and the Ashanti Gold cause some boys good for charge now good paying for abijina dakam or GFA no mo so state your position
give them fair hearing.
Say one, there's no evidence to suggest that yen a car so on go travel as a day no try no and I near a car on fix in that case you punish the one who perpetuated the act and leave the entity alone. Media mintia say kitikitikitikiti wo mra ho no. And make you want Susan so or a court 1 or 2 occasions. You almost separate your repa from nipa no ka asem no.
Yes.
Repa for the lawyer court mom go and them say me carry one of our defense in a case. You say nipa no Harry yenim so why radio adwuma ache. Enti Harry nin sem bi o ka o kwa any program a enye yen e na e ba e ko chen asem o ngoka. Enti asem no ko kan e ono na asem. Repa fam nim ho hwe. Enti eno no you the judge na catch. But in this case, Oma Francis Dr. Kwaku Frimpong is as good and as good as Dr. Kwaku Frimpong. How? And then they be on my way. Me da me say FIFA for actually tabebo GFA but so am cause as good the woo. As good the woo because omo nane asem no me FIFA we draw ma de da. But DFA should watch out. Football clubs omo yin crofo afibia so Ascot Deportivo om the directors dey ko nom the general man nom the nom the ko.
Say mama
so bi ko jina team nanim
it doesn't make it.
No ko ya de bia omo ka kire say the team should also suffer and move to relegation.
Yeah.
Entire dey kwa dey ya.
West cry.
O kan omo report no omo say
there's
no evidence to say that ni amu anu or your official of the club
including document at the FE.
O kan what say ha o say we note however that Emmanuel Niamwa is not in the records of the GFA as a current officer of Interlice FC and therefore he is not subject to the jurisdiction of the disciplinary committee.
Yes.
However, the Ghana Football Association has the power to ban him from football related matters. And it is Interlice no be no ko jina o manim no wonye Interlice official. Na so wo punishing there why is Interlice suffering? That is my argument. Simple. Baja, I'm gonna hear GFA, and I'm gonna show you bad. They have set a bad precedent. Since almost catches so because now team beyond them no bia the team should as well suffer.
Tama when the
now okay so call as good for me. It's a corporate institution. So as good for a young good for person as good eba bully nibi and now many ebre home pa. We should not be surprised to see them in court.
And I make I say me sure pa na waka that anyway we may not commence next season. Time na yaka no. We may not commence next season time na yaka no. Because tama yes kakra yesua ana maka ya titibie no. You say Ashgood is a company registered under the company code. Regulated by the laws of Ghana as an entity company. Ti Ashgood na mu no wo ho no. Obetima ka se o si Harewa. And Harewa obetima ka se o si Ashgood as an entity. Enti edube in cases like this, and as a BBC is here, you try to find out. Say obetima separate o mienu and as obeka mo mienu abom. Say wo hwe o verdict na and I don't have the display committee one minim say wo de no. Committee eno na omo import verdict ni film de be appeal verdict no. Omo ankasa Ashgood as an entity ayebone. Nti Ashgood as an entity no ono no oye corporate and institution na say company na yetimi siu no aden na ono no yenti na numa so na ye punish no. Meanwhile mujitu mu say emremu no ese omo be fair hearing. So where was the fair hearing for Ashgood as an entity? Me ntase
I'm not go Ricky say omo fan say
how can you assume
champion is Ashgood?
In law ya assume tama. In law mo assume. Akwa na ho sa.
They've not assumed.
So best is not of punishing Ashgood none dey him.
They have not assumed, but they've done what?
They've not assumed.
No,
there's no assumption.
No my head.
Oh, legend. Now they when you assumption.
They've not assumed.
So when I'm assume I'm saying I don't see assumption here.
There are assumptions. There are two Bako Eddie Kwaku Frimpong Bako the Ashgood and a Bako so the Ashgood.
How do you manage
this? It's a bonena Kwaku Frimpong aye no. Ashgood so ya assumption. Because Ashgood has not committed any crime.
And who calls?
They have not assumed. They have assumed.
Never. Nti Ashgood for Adebia Mohan and say all the discussions are na when you hear no say Ashgood for no or more concern ben or kai. That's the first thing.
Ashgood for uncle.
No, but they were made to appeal and no me de choir me de ho verdict na ba no. And send ben on kai. No, Ashgood. The entire they were made to prepare a case to come and appeal on be happy verdict in a war. Since some ben moko kan their document in their
doesn't look like ice gold.
So the question is until my medical amount well maybe I was say Jano near share the next action Ashanti go for Beteki. The point we no from day one. You argue us from day one and you have to do this level.
Lawyer be per se lawyer Yaya. This lawyer Yaya legal aid.
Oh, okay.
On bet me my a better perspective. Ne nyina Jai de ne. Se bia lawyer Yamuachano pay. Okay, fine. Lawyer das lawyer chemu kakra utie dem so waten sama ye kamra mu no ye to protect tu and I say na tie.
But obedase. We don't kasa be free high court the buy since ya obi the same a similar one obi issue a TV station and obi issue platform no and what the move it was sue ya do was sue presenter no and a TV station no aka hu and in this case no say Dr. Acheampong akoye bibi and some movies are Ashanti Gold mo pata mo punish but some movies Ashanti Gold ka omo amoye dey omo anya case bi obi. So that now Ashanti Gold a legal entity which is different from Dr. Acheampong. The JBR said the Dr. Acheampong as a board chairman or board member here and Ashanti Gold as a club no omu anything about it.
Okay.
It has a more opportunity no to be there. A bit different the omu.
Okay.
But I wouldn't think I said Dr. Acheampong or na everything about Ashanti Gold so akoye bibia ye punish it or no impact on come Ashanti Gold. No, it's not that.
Okay.
It is about Ashanti Gold and can as an entity. I think they no me make football but o man pass Ashanti Gold and can case no as an entity. O mun timi punish it Acheampong. E must have punishment na Ashanti Gold near day. Susan and so.
Okay.
I think it's wrong.
Okay.
You are similar what me handles are why Africa United case down here no.
Okay, make it
was the club na ho. It's a quite so that yes the club no you are the case was between one Africa United as a club not the official.
Okay.
It is that it's emblem that here because you see the once the company has been registered is different everything from the owners of the company.
Okay.
So I think that they all can allocate that right.
Lawyer that's it. Yeah, that's a pretty Bibiani Ebesaba Hobium. Lawyer, yeah. Nedia or the Eba no. Jibo, I did it law school.
Oh, sir, assembly, asama ya kano hai. Once ya kano for so many ruling ni ba ya kan wasama. I say, yamfani say eti hai. Makoye negotiations with Ashgood. Okay. True negotiations na mne Ashgood ye no. Ebia nipa amene ni ye negotiations no. Dr. Acheampong. Say what the mention as Dr. Acheampong. Inti afei based on the kan and inti ase ye adwuma ye fancy exchange documents. Say there be betimi establish say bibia koso negotiations bia koso between me and then Ashgood as a football club no. Mizo tu ye ni nyina to nkrata so. Then nyoma ye de share contract ni mo no. Negotiation contract na ye no. Eduru maybe afei de me huwe emaso na me ye madwe se mpese me kokot se me kokota me ntimi ka se me ko see Dr. Acheampong I will go and see Ashgood as a football club se what them say me nko see Dr. Acheampong na me ne negotiation no I will see Ashgood as a football club it the na ruling by from this one committee na me can say like the players case you the ruling about your punish players. At the airport, your players near was not stated. At the airport, your players near the banner to Mosono. Yanka Ashgood in sense, I'm not a cover banner by the Ashgood Code Division 2. No ruling establishes say, a yenipamiansa and Omukodi Omunkomo. Even in Talais, I punish them. I don't see the reason why I punish in Talais. Mama say. Nipa na ye kan se venza amo ni amo a onye an official of Interlice tio onye an official of Interlice then must attend to ensuman son ko ye hwe then must attend to punish Interlice ti asem ni yo mo se mamu ruling mo se ni amo no onye official of Interlice e kire se ade na okoye no Interlice as a company omuni mo twe
ensuman
why do you go and punish Interlice? champion ne ba ima champion ne ba ima omo ye directors of the club so what them say but offer corporate structures na mezoto enya untimi ga so omo mienu boni o makoye ntini the whole company should suffer.
Exactly what the law says at the moment. There's a case involving a TV station and a presenter.
Untimi ga say
TV station me defending on.
Untimi ga say enu nti apane te say Ricky tie mamfa Ricky nya example na Ricky what can be boy repair FM ha then na nipa na wo kan no ho asem no wa take the case on. Yeah. He will sue you Ricky and sue repair FM. So what did the say?
It is repair FM come the lawyer before. Lawyer ni be defend or repair FM separately.
Now so about lawyer
defend you intimate me say ye be we no you be punished or repair will not be punished.
It ye betimi ye duru court one kra na or ye pa betimi aka say wa asem na omo kan no ye no de Ricky wanyini
ye tune for an when
ye wanyini o ba bia wa duru abodwo selfu wo ho kwan se wotimi kan wa asem o kan ya ye kan wanti eti what I'm trying to say ni say mizoto based on enyoma akoso especially in our football match fixing betting o kan se bi ye wie ye FIFA esa de letter ba esa be bo ma baso no it will be very very difficult for the FA to change ruling be akoso from the disciplinary committee it's as we sit here as good as a football club local street players no player bia we involved it's your career untimi ntena fie ebi dey 24 months ebi dey 22 ebi dey you can't sit home for 24 months e wa bra yentua wo ka wonidi because that is your job. Good. Take a lawyer, go to the law court and defend your case.
I've gotten the charge sheet.
Very important.
The charge sheet. Ashgood and Interlice charged for match manipulation 9 months ago. GFA website. Ashanti Gold, SC, and Interlice FC have both been charged by the GFA prosecutor on counts of misconduct for match manipulation in their 2020-2021 Ghana Premier League Week 34 match played at the Lincoln Sports Stadium on July 17, 2021. After investigations into acts of misconduct, the GFA prosecutor charged Ashanti Gold SC on 3 counts of misconduct for breaching Article 34.5a, 34.6d of the GFA Premier League Regulations 2019, Article 18.1 of the GFA Disciplinary Code. Interlice FC have also been charged on 2 counts of misconduct for breaching Article 35a and 34.6d of the GFA Premier League Regulations. Both clubs are expected to submit their statement of defense to the charges on or before Wednesday, September 22, after which the GFA Special Committee will adjudicate their cases respectively. Some players and officials of both clubs have also been charged. Also, no, yeah, they don't want to based on this. The GFA are saying that they charged Ashgood.
Save the GFA website.
Oh yes.
So tell us, corner has some Ashgood kind. No, tell us what Ashgood's response was. Some boy, the boy ye.
No, sir. For now, what we are establishing is that Ashgood were charged.
What I'm also saying
Sir,
is that
during the education process,
the verdict that was given, the verdict that was given.
Yes. So
because when you are charged, you respond.
Establish the facts here. Who's the plan to say now?
Me see the verdict that was given. In state, I've read in state, baby, I said good for your charge. On the car say. So my point is that I asked that because wait answer my question. This does not solve my problem. Me say what I asked for was that there's a verdict. Wakofa GFA, the verdict that came did not state whether Ashgood was charged, and if they were charged, what was their response? That's what I'm saying. Say about me both charged this year, yeah. And then I'm out to punish me.
No.
Over punish me based on my response.
The response is fine. The response argument, Ibia, Obekwakufa, and also Betra, but
probably you don't get the argument. Me see, so court and answer over any court document. Yeah, they punish you, Obia. You draw or say, as someone, yeah, they told Ricky Sunye. Na Ricky ba no say no so ya no so but in this case the verdict did not state that they were charged and this was their response.
Because you are talking about response now, which is fine. But let me can say the first thing you demanded for or you asked for was a charge. And one more charge.
Me say one who akwa GFA website charge. But me say ruling no the buy. The ruling did not state a charge or the response of Ice Gold. That was why I asked for it. And to when I'm catching.
So we're a reportage.
So yeah, me say Debbie,
official charge.
Official what? So go and tell us. Go back to the verdict that was given. Ne catch you say. Your friend has gold for no. As one mama, and now some kind.
No, something. How do I put it? Something I think I will be demanding you. Further thing be I will ask for. But no, listen. No, the first thing you ask for was how much charge anything. Then today charge has been given to you.
I have been very consistent with the fact that and son I be punish you obino. Over the charge no yano. It was what kind charge. It does not answer my question. Okay, what was Ice Gold's response?
Okay,
so this is the point.
This is the ruling. Page 10, defense of Ashanti Gold SC. So this is the ruling of the Judiciary Committee.
My ruling.
Page 10.
No, not the ruling. The response. What is ruling? Sir, the response of Ice Gold.
On the 11th day of November 2021, a written address for N on behalf of Ashanti Gold SC was filed by their lawyers with the reason that the written address was a 2-in-1 process. The committee took the view that Ashanti Gold SC had reinverted the will by not filing a statement of defense before submitting their written address. The written address was not struck out by the committee, but it was agreed that Ashanti Gold SC should file a separate statement of defense to give grounds to the written address. Eventually, on 25th November 2021, Ash Gold, as a body corporate, filed a defense signed by Mr. Emmanuel Frimpong, the chief executive officer. The committee took judicial notice of the fact that the statement of defense for and on behalf of Ash Gold was submitted after lawyers of Ash Gold SC had already cross-examined witness for prosecution. Yes, so statement of defense of Ash Gold in the paragraph 15 to 21 generally denied all the charges and evidence adduced against the club, saying that it went into the match in a very competitive mood. B. Ash Gold vehemently denied any relationship between Ni Amwa Gogo and Dr. Koko Frimpong and Mr. Emmanuel Frimpong. C. Paragraph 26 to 27 of the defense attached the GFA investigation report indicating that it was heavily titled against the respondents. D. Paragraph 28 of the defense dwelt on its player Set Osei as not being with any legal representative during the investigation team's hearing. And E. Paragraph 29 to 40 mostly placed emphasis on Ni Amwa, including the revelation that he is also known as Ni Amwa Gogo, an official of Inter Alas FC. So this was their Ash Gold defense.
Their defense was weak.
No defense is saying.
Some say at the end of the year, Dr. Koko Frimpong no harm in Omo Yomadi Uncle. As good as a football club, and I say as a company, a registered company. Omo the Omo G2 say Omo company no, which is the football team, Omo Kobo match no, Omo the Omo Kobo competitive match.
So how weak is it?
No, say based on ruling.
But that's the fact.
And I say based on the fact. Obi can say based on ruling, no better much say as good defense ni weak.
Therefore, some question whoever will tell me say this is weak. Whoever. Because then they have to prove.
No, me ya koto. Tiasama me kan.
No.
Tiasama me kan.
Omo dey no mai.
There be tiasama me kan say. Based on as good for.
Me who say as good defense impo. Omo dey friend as good.
Based on this.
No, this is what omo dey no. Because as good defense no man say to say is not as good. Sa Kwaku Frimpong ni one. That's from Ashanti Gold. You see, the point is that what is the crime of Ashanti Gold as an entity, as a corporate entity?
By based on their work and therefore, Ash Gold as a corporate entity and shown key interest in the ruling.
In the whole case,
yes.
That
Based on the whole
case,
case, say
because me
as good as a corporate entity, their interest in the case now from
that I may agree with because I may agree with send the come no be argument but say look some court are in trouble.
Like to say me punish based on body and why. And this as good assuming some defense they say we played competitive football. And then now the against you almost say they did not play competitive football.
I can't say also not competitive. So prove it.
And then the evidence of
video no.
Not the video, the mobile money transaction.
I mean between individuals
did not transact money.
I mean between individuals.
As God did not. If you are trying to get I mean between individuals. As God don't transact this come out.
Scam I go confessing.
On just your own.
They themselves prove even first saying appeal no crap. They still appeal no crap. They still approve say can what
when an officer of a company so oye bibia it is different from that company.
Nti one na beye bone me dey afa dey atwe club na so
when the company the same man says you have officials okay say papa no zo ko twitu odin house of folks should not suffer or twitu because no has camp
yes
house na na bobo any house na bobo akoma mpo no bi akoya mana twitu so when you are punishing you find out whether hearts of folk as an entity Dia no munim fa tuoche no. Punish has because some of it are tutu. That is my argument, and that's what the lawyer said. Punish obi a memeti asema meka no. You charge or you pay FM now you are what charging me. And maybe an individual to punish me or you pay FM should not suffer.
So what he has a members of Boamene say. In the same van say as good chairman. And the as good Ako committee FIFA money money what they could money. She say yes we a football person yenye way what has he and we a football person no wakoye sade no
as go nim hu bi so nim hu bi you prove it
boss me na me see you for as good as good ni me
enya wo
nani me
ye ntiase na
e je say me ye dia me tiase one person come me
official of as good. You are not as good.
Me yes mama as good.
Yes.
But me ye bibia boni bia fact club no.
Wo din no. Sade na ye as good na suma. O za make it say mobile money ade one as good. Mobile money na ye. There's no evidence to say you TSK go as good account. So as good money na say.
Na as good no why. And na me mentia
as good na ye entity so ye duma ko eti
na wi abegina ni paso na wa be hye
enti se nipa no punish na se boni na wo see as good na oni mo bibia you cannot punish as good.
It is ye punish CEO no a e de ni egyina so de punish no
because why ye boni
de ade a etia se anjuma na wo be ye ne mrani etu we ade we ya emra we ne bediu etu we wie na se nipa ne punish ne nya club ne de a e wona mentiase
na sa ti aba ma che
w tabi wona mentiase e je se punish obi club bi na punish obi
the lawyer na kana ye radio isu
me makoto buo ta me ba makoto buo me ta do tweet to nka won de nuru we on friend w ta do tweet we friend nka
won man ne enkure
ye se fa se me ena me di as go do anim ena ye bobo no a makoko to hye review so e was center la na mabuno
okra heady
what you say ena mabuno
okra heady referee no
na
mabuno bobo ma
supporters
no bobo ma enye betema ko ma
supporters to buo supporters cause violence ya e dey tin ya punish club no
so mo cause violence for stadium
mo dey tin cause
we say e stadium no team no supporters na to buo enti no ye mo no baby asa supporters no ombenya kwa atutu buo biem
the punishment
ye the mass ye ma obo ho enti obo ho a ye panitu behind closed doors ebu ese ma supporters in ma stadium ho ba obo ho ebu ozo you free ho said be our supporters no omunya kwa metoto sa abo no a good example na the
financial so ba carry court
for instance na me example okay bobo edema ayina okọ head referee was being punished
okay or head the referee you get 1 points
enye beche na no obobo agoje go amom enye beche ma ko kan ko aba bi jina
the best is
say yellow card say your man yellow card ya no obo beche ma next year
another no player no affect beche
another example
affect beche what mo ma beche maybe also the red card so match no
another example
e affect no next match na
on say all the
affect beche club no next month
I ever accept beche say
so what the red card ya no no what the red card ya
player for me
e affect team no
obi the red card affect team
affect na ka so mo mi
you too
e dey on so
maybe there where me gina sisi any say
Zene affect you be can 11 mo fa 10
because who's control number
I think Anglo Gold Ashanti Anglo Gold Ashanti
it's meant to punish the player
after a appeals committee ruling the bar and rano Anglo Gold should show interest in this issue
seriously
and no the first thing because offer issue here quite similar to Abramovich, Chelsea and the UK government Abramovich, Chelsea and the UK government when the UK government finding out and Yoma Abramovich here against their law they punish Abramovich they didn't punish Chelsea so what did they mention and here two different cases and then two different cases he was the owner of the club by Chelsea is registered
business
one personal business
Abramovich
now Okono Chelsea
if for example Chelsea and yes match of convenience and how am handle any similar
but what you run Chelsea no onya sika no onya wo de den
the be sakra na mo kofa me ba na mo kofa be bo once I'm start here no Chelsea were made to suffer
yes
because of
mental player
it was realized said the football club is not part of it and therefore so Muyi Abramovich no sin China Chelsea you go ahead because no nasem and Chelsea asem me I think that the GFA has set a very bad precedent and yet it will come back to haunt all of us and then the senior football club ube jina ho edan ho edun sa chobotom se ode bad senka eyo football club cabo say the supporters of Asgo for Asgo defense some the first in say we in ball
much of convenience
some more evidence so be about first match deal with the person but yeah as a club there's no board resolution to pay that the match fixing and see you see football club be individuals they dey anymore adwuma bia say the framers of our constitution here law no we are very smart and yes sir okofa me say me medi oyepa fm anim na say me boni bia oyepa fm suffer and it dangerous because one day somebody leading a club will misbehave and the club will be sent to division 2
energy go to kotoko ni bekum Chelsea okono ya Asante kotoko management member but do say e punish no you kotoko sinchen twen energy aso
simple
I'm for residual issue na
Juve web direct beneficiary
I'm for
directors of the club officials because resolution the directors were aware
when the court
directors of Asgo that is why you see two out of the lot you know why
two out of the lot
Imani champion. They are directors of Asgo. No, now it's Asgo for no. Lawyers in their claims from the Kokoya. What is their claim? The simple was simple. Go and read the first part. The first part was that. See,
one day penny
they generally denied all the charges.
I said one day pay one day pay no dismiss.
All deny charges. You let them go to court. What let them go. See, before they go to court, they generally denied that they have no knowledge. They prove that we were part of it. Did they prove anything? Almost they generally denied it. I'm saying.
Competitively.
Next step there, this is a discussion here. But they can even decide. They can even decide not to follow. But I'm saying that what I know, my class 1 law, kakra man tie and I've been to court on behalf of companies. Okwa, ye teach who different from the company. Wa okoka wasem no onko and adwuma no nko. The football people should do same. Yes sir, one day it will happen to other clubs. Say obi akom fix a match. No fix a match no. More evidence and more answer or your text messages. The text messages were private. Omkodia baby koye transfer, it was private. Under no circumstances and who as good Sebia or you pay or mobile money we were one fast good at the end transfer yan transfer Skebia and go as good account as good and every the players say only players
during or
let's look at what the play. Mubusan say what's your people and say paying for na catch them just derby and no way punishment.
No you be so ye.
What you doing? Why you babas?
Almost say verdict no yo enye fence saying
abas o twade
who can dey na almost say
let's go change let's go player
any o
can catch the say o so ban na say to say e ban o change say na mo mbe you na catch them say match near 5-1 no see there be we dey minimum we ni nyina ni then ni amu anu ko kan say ana player back
Ashmi Musa say
why no dey say
catch obi
obi number paper so say
from obi no ntwa bet man we dey getting
sani fancy ni ba
getting things
na go be at the prison
ena wonu su dinas wan gaza
odida say
me ka lamte na dinas wan gaza
wo dey ya no nim ba e ma so kan say ntide ntide
so me nwu boni a e wo say we club ya ye partnership club me nwu do we
say club no kan boni no ho
club na no wan
football club
any club no
house of folk
now say you go fi ashboard ne ya I go be ho
eno nko
da be won number of
on the baby house no won the baby ena hakman so won the baby
house no wan jana be say mi
house no ena papa no twito no so wo dobita no so dobita no twito a eni kwa say house so fa
say dobita no ya man say wa ko fix match dobita no example na me say to me
eni anas ne me ba yi anas me ba another example ba anas ne akwa house one bar say house book
anas ne dey
akwa no one bar say house book
and no nya adwuma ma house
pro
committee offense
there are number examples in this country club na ka say obi akoma referee Odwan so empany penalty was any car punish
those ones they are not directly related
yes
those ones you are talking about we are talking about match fixing here we say for instance debate is all getting okra so what's that example anyway legend those are examples are unrelated in any way we are talking about match fixing
investigation never obi akwa almost fixing matches on behalf of House of Folk. Was that the full punish?
Adia esie ni esi obi nkwa hwehwemu.
Adia esie we.
Asamu a esie. Ani esi journalist nkwa hwehwemu.
That means no
to yemvan say ye wa adwuma ususu say.
The ye na has ye na.
Has ye na me. Has ye never say ususu say. Ye use adwuma na ye no. Adwuma na ye no krono wom. Krono akwade na meka. Adwuma na ye krono wom. It is akwa adwuma na ye krono wo mu di are atete enti epesi be yusu ni ehwese adwuma no krono wo mu a now nya bote ma me ja enti ye bebusa say enkrofo no kwaji sa tumi ni free say omo be ye sa adwuma no ahwese adwuma krono wo mu a
the panis owura nya ntachi ai omo say okosan de o te say abodi efedi
dabi
o te say nya ntachi ko san de bi o Dubai anyone o te say GF was implicated anyway
dabi
he did it for himself
yeah. But no,
you go ya dey na one akoya.
GF ni.
Na say GF ni na no dey sign contract no.
O dey sign contract no.
Dey no say nya GF.
Yeah.
Sponsor dey on na nya GF. Ye bo GF din. Akwa ko fix match so mkoku abrechi as house ni nya penalty no. A referee bi say penalty akwa na me no. Ye bo house of ogi o.
Na me ka say enu ye journalist bi na person juma. Obi na ko ye juma. Enye say ende akro no say obi a sheda so ko boko no. Eti anu de jesa.
Obi the message bi a say friend Zach. I say membusa say Argentina supporters Emis behavior.
Mabusa agba mabusa.
Ye partnership club
mabusa.
Supporters me see you.
Ende mabusa.
You mutu. edu baby a omtimi ma club no du baby omtimi ka se club no emmo na supporters na ma park so we hu anu so bia based on
the best offer.
Based on the case.
That's what I say.
Who will be a say supporters no more behind closed doors. One
the best offer. One the best offer.
Supporters in the best offer.
There be offer club in the sofa. Me man kwa di music asimbutu.
Oh, Abbas, baby, I will free battle. It's not the argument.
Me man ko ball na best offer.
Me ba
no kwam se me man ko ball na best offer.
Who do team?
Man ko best offer.
Obi a person ko hwe. Ya mo an ko hwe a woni apane so. When they ban you from watching games, me ba e bi a wo their own sofa. But supporters there, omom ye supporters papa no mu da om team achi no. Se e ban ne wa, se me hwe wo team a is a punishment.
Mami.
Me was na team a wo run da bi an ko hwe na o.
Me suffer than club na nkasa.
Club no kwa best no of us sofa. That is not the punishment we are talking about. Me say, club no audience or supporters in me baby. All the advantage that we have from seeing your supporters no nya. But the point is that supporters no, but no my in me baby.
So far, let me pay the best of fun and you can support the best of a club.
So what do you say? Baby, elsewhere, baby, supporters, or my match, crown no more. The man go boy, be the one go boy.
Buy a club because Barcelona forever.
What have I?
Come buy Barcelona supporters in who clubs almost for Europe.
Club and support
financial,
but the supporters not going to the stadium.
Yeah, but clubs
supporters no so ebinum use match day, ebinum use TV. So my me come so why am one go ball? You have suffered. That club go team match now so far fine. But your supporters so man go match on so far.
Means so far.
According to ability. But so yana about my Rangers no can accept.
Down but so reporter if you me picking from Abuase say and I'm working hard to get the document to back it. But information is that champion ne bani nyina no omunye directors of Ashgood. Omunye directors of Ashgood as board of members of the board of directors of Ashgood. Champion is the president. Champion is the president of Ashgood. But only the report is that omunye directors of Ashgood.
Yes.
Omunye directors of Ashgood. So it is I'm working to get documents, but I'm saying it makes the case even more dangerous. Because that is what punishing directors for no wrongdoing.
Zagito, I think what I'm rather guarding for this and they say Ebia did not take interest in the case.
Yes, they said the
Ebia did not take interest in
if you read the ruling now, say Ashgood didn't take interest. One, for example, there was a place now more say when they in their defense, the prosecutor or the integrity officer of the FA requested that Ashgood should do internal investigation. Internal DDS and give them the report. But okay, ruling now, Ashgood anye.
Nantala say goes easy.
No sir, I'm only trying to say. So,
internal is then the
yeah. The omso amunye bi omo ye.
Aside the money, no more established say.
Akwano nyaduma man
Nipa na okoye sade no onye official of the club. It is only official of the club. Then how do you punish the club? So to the mission say. To me Tala is the any day.
Okay. The obeso team. Zak yan ko na say dey koyem baba so we o dey.
I'm a we.
Okay, yan to aso.
Yeah,
very interesting. Now you see, now the actually say this decision, this ruling.
Yeah, kwan na ebu dan yan cow dan.
This ruling now.
Baba say my yibi biwa. O say o say 85 okay. Baba laba. O say 85 you go back ya. Me dey ana Kotoko ni elali.
Yeah.
The ban Kotoko. Kotoko ya appeal no. Omo reinstate Kotoko position and so how the omo panic supporters no. Omo ban Baba Yara
stadium no.
So Kotoko ko born baby from.
When I say no cry recently Kotoko ne Etua. Nana Bantu ahene Kofi. Say calf. At the band to Baba Yara supposed to do so. Into the following season now Kotoko nya a chance to play in Africa. I'm go born Takrade. So what
a doss.
Now this has effects
I mean person to be
2000 now you Champions League.
Yeah, I'm about to come on.
You go no. That be say you go the club no.
My club name mobo. Club no every supporters no yes I know
if you understand the context of this case the issue is not about match fixing or stadium ban. The issue is about when you can punish a club. It is a match fixing that's not the discussion. When do you punish a club? You punish a club when you have enough evidence that the club has engaged in an act.
That's what I see.
So ultimately, you can't punish me. Whether it's match fixing and you're born here to a stadium, you should have evidence to the fact that I took part.
So
and this me actor of the office be and now say me supporters koye boni na person punish me can one. You should have enough grounds that me can won't mean punish me. That's it. Whether it's match fixing, betting or anything, that's not the argument. The argument is, did I take part in the act? So to me have as go from away or say I'm going to say the match competitive. So it's up to the prosecutor of the GFP to prove that look, you as good. You were part of it.
And that is an issue.
Bankers and officers. Omo club na nimu kan when therefore so far I'm saying that very soon. We a bus ya nye we ni nenkwa.
It's a precedent.
E chan bi beba. Ne ba say ya na be ye.
Na say me a house of folk player. Na me house me ball house match. Na ma me personal me the house twa bet. Na say chimia.
Na say o bet na u go try and house ni mo hwea. Yenkasa na wo bobola ma house and therefore you should be punished.
Nese beti ye come from betwe wu.
That we chewa. Who knows say punish you?
Minsa.
Anyway. That
so now the effects. For example, player like Richmond Lamptey. The challenge say it will have if there is a team that already know Obi say Sheriff is out injured. And we need a chance to Africa. Someone like Sheriff is not available. Lamptey, and so based on this ruling, just say, "Oh, out." Muda, based on the etiquette, say likely he may not come back. Gamma is gone. So the etiquette say with this Lamptey, this decision, just say, so the effect is more in Milford going to Africa. Now. It just says open one department and many years I was search for replacement at least to beef outside department or many years strong pa and I got to come food. But what's hope say be Africa. Yeah, be a Sheriff the he will recover, but all recover in time to play in the prelims, to know out cry. Gamma new Muda new. But your hopes are Lamptey and could be available. Not quite about who have a support home. But the attendance is a Lamptey available. You don't need one. You need about 2 or 3 in that department. And this decision will effect on whatever Kotoko will do in the transfer window. Maybe there are one of those who believe say the players were not giving fair hearing. Lamptey.
Players were not giving fair. Some boy is good.
Lamptey.
And they were giving fair hearing.
No, okay. You see, so okay appeal now.
Everybody was giving fair hearing.
You see, so okay appeal now. This who said?
Oh,
they didn't touch on.
Impossible is nothing.
They didn't touch even on the players. The players, no. They answer omu boss ni na boom.
Omu boss am.
No,
that's what omu can. Lamptey asem.
No, Lamptey they like so they were giving a reference.
It's a reference. No, I'm the punishing.
So. Media, I think based on my experience in football administration and how I know how go for your money man. Obi say an innocent person obobo ni bi. On number just by virtue of the fact say he was no the part of this meeting, Say
or can you punish them. So it's media I players no and then me players no there because that's why I can if you bring a Cashopoli issue no as you know when come on here punish Juventus that's how Juventus players just walk up Emma Italy but then the team are the motor but not give the players no before money Camoranese money Wamano
Juventus case the directors did it. Directors of the club.
Deliberate.
The owners, the directors. They to move beyond Juventus example, the director club no directors. Casually, the directors of Juventus. It was a hard plan by the directors to do.
They were seeking benefits.
So when you plan Juventus 100 years square, everybody will understand.
No, I've come back to the players. Say when
because they did not find them culpable. And there was no evidence against a single Juventus player.
Yes,
because there was something the players were not involved.
No, and I may try to even prove the fact say I also evidence been any penalty players, no. Because
I had the idea of penalty.
Because you see based on the ruling.
Penalty.
It's say me call me see am me call
Chira Japa super.
See am me call Chira me say Harry Japa. Me jino Harry aba be twe me yefrim botoma. Just by saying I say Harry called them without any evidence, proof. Says just Zaki Abaka say Harry I made from bottom into no. I say you jail 2 years.
That's it.
It's on the place. I feel for them and I think say Omo Bibia they can be able to do it.
Gobi. But you can't be
in 2021 FIFA documents on my transfers on my in Ghana, in terms of players are Tom Ghana and it was eighth, the whole world.
Players are Tom was saying
transferred outside the country.
Outside the country. On mine say exporting players. On mine whole of world. But it's about me. I don't no but me who some first like on the clubs no. For example, this list with 14 players they transferred in 20. No, say Sikasem. Any can you because if you export them, they should see the benefit.
Where do you want to see it? No,
for example, say Dreams FC. Based on the FIFA documents, so they so 14 players. So I want to see that thing in the team. So no, because say all this business.
Every company, organization, how they want to invest their money. Every company, they treasury bills for the long-term future of the team. You say not this some discussion say but minimum say a transfer a year not 200,000. I'm say look, and some are beton there no. A demand and supply. Now will be ready so beton ya no 500 and as if you are not has stayed in Ghana, send an angle fire ready so beton. And the me Toma the highest Buaba who you 200,000. What's my mistake say at Ghana? Go King 200,000.
Don't for price by a chance.
Obi be a better chance. Say dream that you don't play. How many become the year fool for the team?
You see, the state of our league and they play players play among 5 and the Ghana. Since in the Ghana, Jamaican league in maybe a game you know. Now, yes, we are selling.
And then I can't discuss about what. And well, going back to it,
or my receive when it comes to football issues of legal matters near that they be called disciplinary committee a bit me acquire peace now when you are not satisfied you can take next step you who palma will take next step a be a command a be also and command you who a peace committee or matana issue so naster now mo buetia ni panel de na asem ne bae no ama cast a dinner asem amano then eventually it's been resolved in favor of nipa no de na asem koye no enti Ashanti Good disciplinary committee dia ba o makwa appeals committee anyi they can take the next step yes support or more.
But before they take the next step we also have our right
send the discussion send the discussion
you know and they say
oh but say
if you cry they have no interest like
fine
if you say that Anglo Good for no And Obi send them a message you say now when you are okay, are you sure Anglo Gold are interested in the case?
But say we are.
No man, I'm saying that everybody what they will do don't be yet or but we are doing our discussion. Because no one interested.
Oh, some statement and it doesn't mean we shouldn't have our discussion. We have already had our discussion.
What you are saying, they say so I'm
yes, they should go. No, we are. I'm only saying, sir. You issues of this nature, and yet the first time. Said this man committee do ruling beba no any currency that we are satisfied or quite peace or you're satisfied no decided so be the next step. We have already had our discussion.
We have not even heard from us good say
no it is my discussion and idea esida enter make us say you president of this sir asema for this man committee
they are satisfied
legend nyanya ho the make nyina say you issues of this nature nya bida said this man committee do ruling aba akwa peace committee omudom ruling aba no onya kwan say onye satisfied. Eti obe take it the next step. That doesn't prevent us from having our discussion.
Referee Suka took money from Anas and awarded a penalty to Hearts of Oak. Meanwhile, Hearts did not know anything about that. That's why referee Suka was punished and Hearts of Oak was not punished for match fixing. Some supporters are banned for life in England due to their misconduct, while the clubs are not.
Asante good any entire life be any place now more affected was a legal issue we see nyina no you better the next step you sure say there are a lot of them on mountain definitely they will take the next action on betimi e de eyom ho free case nim but baby I'm so much convinced that sa case we ebeko ebeba the judicial body of Ghana Football Association at this point of view say sa no man e course so aye nyina yenya evidence of video ye hwe no it was in a bad taste when it comes to Ghana football omo take keen interest no mo investigate no mo try so mo betimi approve sa canker and corruption a cripple Ghana football enti omo baba be drew the appeals level and omo de aba whoever is involved out there say still now you are not satisfied you have the Senejibuka and law court or betimi akọ cast betimi akọ bia then eventually so betimi you hu afri man no you hu afri but me there I'm still of the opinion say Ofa football club so you president of a football club we chief executive officer of a football club na so Ofa club no e the yes no man e dey undermine the competitive nature of our football. Yeah, punish ya no club on munyana na was it me twmaso. Yeah, the opinion. I'm sure say and no na peace committee for no so gina asem ne kwaya wansa so abu aba no. And this is some of it. This is some of us yen little opinion and stance kakra and so
ye gina so. Ghana Manchester.
What they say na kanoti ombetimi next step na yeah.
Tama
we say AGA plan is working. Let's dissociate ourselves from this. Or say the ban or demotion falls in line with what AGA want. And go Ashanti. They wanted to take the club off their wage bill. And they did that by giving it to the private person. Plans are ongoing to give and create to the municipal assembly.
Yes.
To manage and generate revenue for the assembly.
Okay, Tama. So again, appeal verdict no. Almost 30 I'm a year in almost 30 we say omo decision omo take ni bibi omo ye bia no it's not about betting but purely about
now the bogun dibusa question but since players to make fix a match is it possible for players to fix match abra team
match fixing the buy in so many forms okay it say wako on say normally so related to betting ebi obi ko fix match because of betting okwa you will throw in first through your first corner your first goal so what the mention say it players me no bet me dia ko gusu say o ye pass ball na ball no to corner ye kwa ko che first corner
it can easily be done
so what the mention say it players can also fix games
also if you find Kesben FC $3,000 for registering Ameturi because he was on contract with the Tunisian club. Okay. Kesben established our innocence based on the fact that the player was registered on the GFA declaration of the player as a free agent. We fought our case on, and eventually the money was refunded and Toure was punished. Yeah, these are
and almost see a match recent. I say uncompetitiveness of the you know, and chair and a former ESCO member, and I think he works with Flash Good. I say last round of
toilets are grown.
he cannot say that. The FA must be interested in this because it means
one also any evidence of what happens.
That's how I'll go to the one month evidence be uncle didn't punish. So I'm saying that so on your own, them FA must go beyond on no
evidence. A match was played at Langley and the match was fixed, and therefore
I'll go the same.
What's this Anam Kai?
No, that's your argument. That the match, remember, or no say.
No. Tell me say.
Going to Alabas, you promise you out it. Or say, come me, I can cancel. And I'm so or say no yare, and the chair say he has no evidence. And I say as good and for evidence bianco. And I'm saying in the case of as good here. Those who are competitive. Those who are for the parties of as good, let's say. Born your boy grammar Abasana. As good and paying for. Therefore, their players were involved. Therefore, they were good.
Who you setting Western statements? You are not being fair. So those who are for, okay, say those who are far. It seems like some people have taken delight in being punished.
You are for the verdict.
It's 20 and a half. So if you don't add that, that's what I say. Those who are far. As some people have. No. Some the all canals one video.
Those who are for the verdict.
Obi okra. Asem me yana attack no as obi o from the Genesis when show no. We see Africa no be
those who are for the discussion here about the verdicts. There are some who are for and others who are against. Me against the verdict. You are for the verdict
strongly.
So omo ye for no say. Ye say as go Jesse. Na president ni die animu. Ye bobo no obo ase ne die. As good count. Eti man kan tell say you can be see the making. About who said this time to one you baby. One me say 3 minutes. But we need phone.
The conclusion is that the FM must be interested in about committing and go further and do further investigation because a clear says some of the matches were not competitively played.
Also can be. Okay. But glyco adwumatie obenya glyco adwuma no aye glyco life we am say here obesa we customer solution ana amanfo ani abro suka de no suka de no amanfo aye word ho ana so be market executive me na bra market executive responsible for mbato abaso mami omtino say obeso ye solution executive or marketing executive or glyco pacho almost omo ma wadwuma aye uncapped earnings sika obenya edoso career progression obra wo bofa sa marketing name solution executive we ko onim afi team leadership direct support personal development me pacho who degree HND and a diploma